Raji's home alone. Raji slumped onto the couch, watching as his parents got dressed for their fancy dinner. His mom adjusted her earrings. "We'll only be gone for a few hours, Raji. Don't burn the house down." His dad chuckled. "Actually, don't even think about cooking." Raji rolled his eyes. "I'm not an amateur. I can handle being home alone." Mom crossed her arms. "Then why did you set off the smoke alarm boiling water last week?" Raji winced. "That was a fluke." Mikey snickered. "You literally burned nothing, and the alarm still went off." Raji ignored his younger brother. "We're trusting you," Dad continued. "No mess, no chaos, and absolutely no weird science experiments." Raji smirked. "Would I ever do something weird?" "Yes," both parents said instantly. With that, they grabbed their coats and headed out the door. The second they left, Raji grinned mischievously. Mikey squinted. "You're gonna do something dumb, aren't you?" Raji shrugged dramatically. "When have I ever done something dumb?" Mikey pointed. "Peas allergy lie, chore fraud, tax fraud cover-up." "Okay, relax." Mikey plopped down onto the couch. "I'm just here for the show." Raji stretched his arms. "This house is mine for the night." And so the chaos began. Phase 1, the ultimate junk food feast. Raji rushed to the kitchen, opening every snack cabinet. Pizza rolls? Yes. Chips? Yes. Leftover cake? Absolutely. Mikey raised an eyebrow. "You're gonna be sick." Raji shoved an entire slice of cake into his mouth. "Worth it." Phase 2, the living room battlefield. Raji launched pillows across the room. Mikey barely dodged. "Dude. What is your problem?" "Freedom!" Raji shouted, tossing couch cushions like a warrior. Mikey sighed. "Mom's gonna kill you for this mess." Raji did not care. Phase 3, the forbidden TV marathon. Raji grabbed the remote. "You know what's on right now?" Mikey yawned. "Something dumb?" Raji grinned. "The movies Dad banned us from watching because they're too mature." Mikey's eyes widened. "Oh, you're crazy." Raji clicked play. Mikey screamed. "This is a horror movie, you psycho." Raji laughed maniacally. Phase 4, the panic begins. Just as Raji was mid-popcorn throw, the lights flickered. Mikey sat up straight. "Did you see that?" Raji shrugged. "Probably just the power." Then a noise from the kitchen. Both brothers froze. Mikey gulped. "We are home alone, right?" "Obviously," Raji muttered. The noise happened again, a loud clank, like something falling over. Raji and Mikey exchanged wide-eyed looks. "Okay," Mikey whispered. "That wasn't us." Raji nodded. "We might be in trouble." Meanwhile, at the restaurant, Dad cleared his throat, staring at the menu. He had a problem. His favorite dish, piggy mac and cheese, had a ridiculous name, and he refused to say it out loud. Mom rolled her eyes. "Just order it, Raj." "I can't," Dad muttered. "I'm a grown man. I won't say piggy mac and cheese in public." The waiter approached, smiling. Ready to order? Dad nodded confidently. I'll have mac and cheese. The waiter blinked. Which one, sir? Dad hesitated. The regular one? The waiter squinted. We don't have regular mac and cheese. Do you mean the piggy mac and cheese? Dad's eye twitched. Mom smirked. Yes. That's exactly what he wants. Dad groaned. Fine, fine. The piggy mac and cheese. The waiter grinned. Wonderful. Anything else? Dad quickly ordered 2 more side dishes to move on from the humiliation. But then disaster struck. The waiter clapped his hands. Sir, since you ordered 3 whole piggy-themed items, our restaurant has a special tradition. Dad froze. What tradition? Within seconds, a bright pink pig costume was thrown over him. The waiter smiled. Congratulations! You are now Pippi the piggy guest for the evening. Mom burst into laughter. Dad buried his face in his hands. I want to go home. Meanwhile, back home, Raji was fighting for his life against mysterious kitchen noises. As the evening settled, Raji and Mikey were enjoying a quiet moment in the living room when sudden movement outside the window caught their attention. Shadows flickered, darting across the front yard with alarming speed. Mikey tensed. That's not just someone passing by, he whispered. Raji was already on his feet, heart hammering. Through the dim light, figures dressed in dark clothing rushed toward the house, their movements precise and urgent. And then shouts. The unmistakable sound of footsteps pounding against hardwood. Someone had made it inside. They weren't here to steal valuables. They were after the kids. Mikey grabbed Raji's arm, his voice low but urgent. We need to stop them. Without wasting a second, Raji dashed toward the kitchen, pulling out a metal chain they had kept for emergencies. Mikey overturned the small table near the entryway, positioning it right where the intruders would rush through. Their minds worked in sync, setting up makeshift traps, anything to slow the intruders down. From upstairs, the kids' frightened voices carried through the walls. We have to buy time, Raji muttered, gripping a heavy lamp, ready to strike. Just then, the first intruder burst into view. The trap was set. Now, it was time to fight. Scene 1, Raji and Mikey watched the robbers fall for the whole trap. The air was tense. Mikey and Raji stood behind the kitchen counter, watching every move as the intruders hurried through the house, completely unaware of the traps they had set. The first thief dashed forward, only to trip over the table Mikey had strategically placed near the hallway. He hit the floor hard, groaning as he scrambled to his feet, but it wasn't over. His foot caught on a hidden wire, sending him sprawling again. The second robber, trying to rush past him, stepped directly onto the slippery soap-covered floor, arms flailing as he struggled to keep balance. Then came the best part, the bucket trap near the stairs. As the third intruder ran blindly toward the hallway, the bucket of ice-cold water swung down from above, smacking him squarely in the face. Raji stifled a laugh. Mikey couldn't help but smirk. One down, 2 slipping, and 1 drenched, Raji whispered. Think we should offer them towels? The chaos escalated when the last robber attempted to dive toward the kids' room, only to trigger the falling broom trap. With a loud thud, a shelf of old, dusty books crashed down on him. The would-be kidnappers were now fumbling, drenched, covered in dust, and desperately trying to retreat. Mikey grinned. Looks like the only thing they're stealing tonight is their dignity. Scene 2. Everybody starts laughing at Dad while making wink noises and head back home to find the mess and call the police. The family gathered outside, adrenaline still pumping from the night's events. The kids were safe, the intruders were scrambling away in humiliation, and the makeshift defense had worked brilliantly. But then came Dad. Covered in flour from an overturned pantry shelf, water dripping down his face from an accidental misfire of the bucket trap. And with unfortunate timing, a piece of sticky tape stuck right to his forehead. The moment Raji saw him, he burst out laughing. Mikey doubled over, wheezing. And then the kids joined in. Oink, oink, one of them squealed, pointing at Dad, who somehow looked more like a flour-covered piglet than a heroic defender. Dad wiped at his face, blinking through the powder. "Oh, you think this is funny?" he huffed. But the kids only laughed harder, making exaggerated pig noises while pretending to snort. Even Mom had to pause, covering her mouth as she giggled. Finally, they all headed back into the house, ready to assess the mess left behind. The living room was a disaster zone. Brooms were everywhere, water pooled near the kitchen, books were scattered across the floor, and one overturned chair still wobbled in place. Mom sighed. "Well, I guess we're calling the police and a cleaning service." Mikey shrugged. "At least the robbers got what they deserved." Raji smirked. "Yeah, but Dad got the worst of it." Dad groaned. "Next time, you set the traps." More laughter filled the house as the family finally settled down, grateful that the night was ending with victory and a hilarious new memory to tell for years to come.